These type of situations happens every day. Every day. At is gambling and shit, whatever, you know what I'm saying? And rob the dice game or whatever, you feel me? No matter who the f yeah.
I'm gonna tear that up.
Few Boosie's name is ringing out in the streets again, but this time, it's not about music, clout, or going viral off some wild IG live moment. Nah, this time it's dark, real dark. We're talking life and death stakes. Duke the jeweler. Yeah, that Duke is gone, taken out in cold blood. And guess whose name keeps circling the drain in all the mess? Boosie. And before you ask, no, this ain't just internet gossip or Twitter fingers doing too much. There's real heat behind this. Paperwork, federal eyes, eyewitnesses, receipts. And baby, it's not looking cute. Social media's on fire. But the whispers in the streets, even louder. What started as low-key side-eye convos in the barbershop and cryptic DMs has now exploded into a full-blown federal investigation. The pieces, they're falling into place, and every single one points to Boosie being tangled in something way bigger than a petty beef. We're talking shady traffic stops, high in ice mysteriously disappearing, dice games turning deadly, and witnesses straight up naming names. Yeah, this ain't some random hood rumor, it's a messy, dangerous puzzle, and Boosie's name is smack dab in the center. The streets want to know what really went down, cause it all started off like just another day. Boosie rolling through the city, chillin', mending his business. Then out of nowhere, sirens, flashing lights, cops pressing him hard. At first, folks brushed it off. Boosie been through a million of these. But this one, something about this one felt off. Why that car? Why that date? Why that exact moment? The timing's too damn perfect, like somebody out here playing chess with Boosie's life, and trust it only gets crazier from here. That's when things got real spooky. That traffic stop, it happened right after Duke, the jeweler, was shot and killed in Houston. And let's be honest, that timing ain't no coincidence. Once people saw how close those events lined up, the internet exploded. Folks started connecting dots, and suddenly, all eyes were on Boosie. Then came the real heat. The feds stepped in. And this time, it's not some routine court mess Boosie's used to. This one's on a whole different level. Word is, the feds told him straight up, this case stands alone. No delays, no distractions. We're coming full force. Behind the scenes, they're moving fast, splitting this case from Boosie's past legal drama and zeroing in on that night. Who was with Duke? Who disappeared? And who's staying quiet? Now, Boosie may still be online acting like it's business as usual, but the feds, they're treating him as a top suspect in a federal murder investigation. And the details? They're disturbing. Houston PD says Duke flew in from Chicago to deliver over $1 million in jewelry to Boosie. He was seen earlier that day at a celeb boxing match, then slid into a private dice game, the same one Boosie attended. Minutes after the game ended, Duke was robbed and shot. No jewelry, no Louis bag, no answers. Boosie claimed Duke left on his own and he didn't know what happened after, but that story's looking real shaky. Then Duke's brother, Stacks, stepped forward and dropped a bomb. He said it plain. He believes Boosie set Duke up. No subliminals, just straight up accusations. According to Stacks, Boosie was the last person Duke saw alive. And now, Duke's dead. The timeline's tight. The questions are piling up. And this investigation, far from old.
We'll be able to service them all for Duke. Leave your phones in the car, man. The family don't want no phones, man. We ain't got time, motherfucker, be sneaking no pictures, no videos, no bullshit like that. Leave your phones in the car, man. The family asking for no pictures, no recording and shit like that, man. So if y'all want to get y'all little ass slapped up.
This just keeps getting messier and messier, and honestly, a whole lot of folks ain't feeling right about none of it. Duke's brother, Stacks, he's been doing his own digging, watching footage, lining up timestamps, playing detective, like he's got the case in his own hands. And from where he stands, Duke didn't just slip up, he got lined up. This whole situation got set up vibes dripping off it, and the more you look at it, the nastier it gets. This ain't just street drama. This hits different, way different. It's one thing to lose somebody to the game, but to get taken out while thinking you're handling real business with someone you trust, that's betrayal on a whole new level. Duke flew in expecting a Business deal with a known celeb, someone with status, with money, with clout. But what he walked into, it's starting to look more like a trap than a transaction. Now, whether Boosie actually had a hand in the hit or just happened to be in the room when it popped off, that's what the feds are trying to figure out. But let's keep it real, damage done. Duke's gone. The streets want answers. The timeline, too perfect to ignore. The bag, gone. The ice, never seen again. That wasn't just some quick dice game gone wrong. That was $1 million deal. That turned into a death sentence, and Duke wasn't just some random dude with a flashy chain. He was the jeweler respected, certified, top tier. He crafted custom pieces for celebrities, ball players, influencers. His name held weight. That night, he wasn't rolling light. He came in with over $1 million in custom jewelry in a Louis Vuitton duffel. Real, verified heat. And he wasn't moving shady. Duke came in confident, proud of what he built. He thought he was. Around people who respected the grind. He had no idea he was walking into a setup. And what did he leave with? Nothing. No bag, no ice, no life, just silence. No one's talking. But here's where it gets unreal. That same Louis bag, the one packed with 7 figures worth of jewelry, Houston PD confirmed it was found inside Boosie's house. Not some storage unit, not passed off to a friend. Inside his crib. Let that marinate. That's a smoking gun. And now there's talk that Duke had actually asked Boosie to hold the bag while they were shooting dice. But after the smoke cleared and Duke was laid out, that bag never made its way back to his family. No report, no statement, just quiet. And the bag sitting comfy like it always belonged there. If Duke trusted Boosie enough to hand over $1 million bag, then why didn't Boosie step up after the hit? Why not call the cops? Why not at least check in with the family? Why was the bag just posted up like nothing even happened? But wait, it gets worse. Now there's a missing phone in the mix. Duke's phone? Gone right after the dice game. Just vanished. But the feds don't play that. Phones leave trails. And guess where Duke's phone pinged last before it went dark forever? Boosie's recording studio. Yup, not a hotel, not the airport. His studio. That signal didn't lie. Either someone got reckless or they thought nobody would notice the digital fingerprint. But the feds noticed and now they're locked in. And then boom, they searched Duke's rental truck. And what did they find? Not a mystery suspect, not a stranger's prints. Boosie's own nephew's fingerprints were inside. Bloodline. That's family. That's Boosie's inner circle caught up in a homicide investigation. And it doesn't stop there soon after. Boosie's little cousin gets pulled in too. That's 2 relatives, both connected to the crime scene. This ain't internet rumors. This is forensic evidence. Hard science. In court, that's gold. But it gets even crazier. A witness, just some regular person stepping out to smoke, told police they saw Duke leaving Boosie's house. At first, nothing seemed off. Duke looked calm, no stress. But then Boosie's nephew appeared not from the front door, not casually strolling. He was lurking, like he'd been waiting. And if what the feds say is true, Duke sensed something wasn't right. He didn't run. He didn't freeze. He swung. He tried to defend himself, but it was already too late. Boosie's nephew allegedly pulled the strap and fired. No warning, no yelling, just one cold move. And just like that, Duke was gone, taken out right there outside Boosie's own spot. This wasn't no heat of the moment street fight. This was calculated, controlled, like someone had already written the script. But here's the real slip up that's got the feds pressing down hard. They kept the jewelry. Whether it was a planned robbery or just a deadly fallout that went wrong, it doesn't matter. That Louis bag never made it home. That phone traced back to Boosie's studio. 2 major pieces of evidence, both pointing right back to Boosie. This ain't gossip. This is motive, and this is exactly how the feds build a case, step by step, brick by brick. And just when you think this saga couldn't get any more chaotic, now J. Prince is being pulled into the convo. The streets are asking the real questions. If J. Prince really runs Houston like he claims, how did something this wild go down on his turf without him knowing? Because let's not pretend J. Prince is infamous for that check-in culture. If you come to H-Town and don't check in, things can get ugly fast. And now folks are wondering, who gave the green light?
Was it be a certain protocol for people to check in?
No, and I begin with me, and then he can speak, and they can speak for the other generation. But I'm a never, you know what I mean? We don't have time for no sucker shit like that. You know, now a lot of people from the different police departments and all these different people want to insinuate like we extorting people. They have to
That's how Houston moves, and it's been that way for years. The streets don't run without order, and everyone knows when you touch down in H-Town, you check in. So if Duke really came through on business, and he did check in like protocol says, then now we gotta ask the real question, who gave the green light? Because baby, it's not looking like some random act of violence. It's starting to look like this hit had permission, like somebody let it happen right under the nose of the one man who's supposed to have the whole city on lock, J. Prince. Even folks with TIs deep in the game, real mob connected. Types are trying to play it cool, saying maybe Boosie's nephew just acted alone. But the streets, they're not buying it. Too many eyes still locked on J. Prince. Like, how did something this loud happen on your turf with no heads up, no whisper, no warning? And that silence, it's screaming louder than any statement. Now here's the part folks keep overlooking, and it might just flip this whole story on its head. Word is, Duke wasn't just chilling at that dice game. He was winning big. Sources close to the scene say he was cleaning house, stacking chips on everybody, even folks in Boosie's own circle. What started as a friendly high-stakes night got real uncomfortable real fast. And y'all know how that goes when pride and money collide. Somebody bound to snap. Duke was winning too much, too fast. And you could feel the room shift. What was once laughter and side bets turned cold, quiet, tense. That kind of quiet where you don't hear peace. You hear trouble loading. All eyes were on Duke, and not in a good way. That's when things got dangerous. So now we're left asking the million-dollar question, was Duke walking into a setup from the very beginning? Or did a hot hand at the dice table ignite something deadly? Was Boosie calling the shots? Or just a pawn caught in a bigger play with way more dangerous players pulling strings behind the scenes? Because when that truth finally drops, somebody taking the fall, and it might not be who you think. So tell us what you think. Was this a setup, a power move, or just egos and greed exploding at the wrong time? Drop your theories in the comments. We read everything. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and smash that notification bell, cause we got way more tea coming. You don't want to miss the next deep dive. Stay tuned. The story ain't over yet.